What's good? What's good? We are back. Another live from Fayettenam Friday. Music interviews, news, and reviews. And for a few weeks we kind of been off with the interviews. You know what I'm saying? I moved recently, so last 2 weeks I just been kind of winging it and just going on rants and whatnot, just talking about music industry stuff. But we got a couple guests on tonight. I just saw one of them pop in. Waiting on them to come back. Let me text him. Um, See if he's ready. When you are okay. Um, Before they get on here though, I saw something recently. What was it? Future and Metro Boomin are kind of like regretting the Drake feud and beefing with Drake. I guess for Metro Boomin, I mean he's a producer, so it kind of like eliminates you for producing any Drake records in the future. I would say. Waiting on him to come back on. I just saw him a minute ago. Uh, um, let's see. Let's see. We got Keytalife there. Let's see. Let's bring him on right now. Keytalife, what's good, man?
Peace, peace. What's the word? You can hear me?
Yeah. I can't see you though right now. Your screen
Alright.
went black on me. And Bogey said he ain't got no sound. He clicked on a couple times. I'm waiting on him to come back on.
Alright. How about now? You can see me?
Yeah, how you doing tonight, man?
Everything is blessed. Peace. What's the word?
Just out here in Fayettenam, man, North Carolina. Thing like I do every Friday, Saturdays. We do the music reviews and whatnot.
Yeah. I've been keeping it tuned, man. I've
So
been
I
watching some of your interviews, man.
appreciate it, man. Yeah, we got I got Just Ice next week, so I'm gonna take them back to the '80s, man. Get real old school on them.
Classic OG.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess while we waiting on Bogey, man, I'm gonna go ahead and just start hitting you with some questions. I like your name. When I first seen it didn't I didn't catch on to it at first, and I was like, oh, Key to Life, I like that. Like, what's the meaning behind that?
Appreciate it. Key to life, man. Everything has reason. So that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Key to life for
Hmm.
me is anything that I feel that has value and necessity in my life. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I speak about, everything I talk about is just a reflection of what I've gained through gathering my keys. You know what I'm saying? So just to keep it simple, the keys just is just what you hear from what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just a reflection of what I've gained through my journey in life, you know?
Now you I see you born in Jamaica, raised in New York. I'm pretty sure, like everybody else, you were listening to hip hop before you got into actually rapping. Like, what kind of made you kind of say, "Hey, I want to do this myself"?
I can't really say that I just said that to myself. I would say that it just came as a natural progression. You know, it's kind of
Okay.
like you learning how to walk, you learning how to drive. You know, it's something that just came natural to me, man. I'm a direct link to the root of the culture. I would say, you know, because I grew up listening to reggae music in my household. When I stepped out the house, I heard hip hop. And as I've grown and as I walked, and I realized that there's many artists who have a similar cultural background from where I came from. So I would say I'm just a direct link to the root. It just came natural to me. I just started freestyling around people when others, you know, ciphers was being taken place, and I first memorized rhymes really simple, you know, the ones I really liked, and it just carried with me, man. I just became like this jukebox, you know. I just created my own little catalog over time.
Bogey said it. I don't know if we're about to get Bogey on this interview. He said he couldn't hear no sound, but I told him to try again. I guess he said he didn't have headphones. What are you doing your interview on, if you don't mind me asking? Your phone?
Yeah, I'm actually doing it. I'm doing it over my phone. Yeah, you may want to holler at Bogey internally. Yeah, because Bogey's kind of new to the whole this world right here when it comes to this technology.
Okay.
Just hit him up. Let him know to try another browser. Whatever he
Okay.
clicked on, t- just tell him go to an external browser. I think he needs to just uh try another browser. Either if he's using Google Chrome, tell him try Safari.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who are some of your influences?
Influences. I would have to start with reggae music. I would say Bob Marley, Dennis Brown, Peter Tosh. You know what I'm saying? Super Cat, Bounty. Vibes now. All the way to hip hop. I would start with like as early as like, man, I probably go Rakim, Big Daddy Kane,
Okay.
uh, Buckshot. Just a plethora of artists. I just grew up just admiring over time.
And how would you describe your sound?
My sound is a mixture of then and now. You know what I'm saying? Because I would say I'm definitely. When most people hear me, they say, "Yeah, you remind me of how it was back in the '90s." But in the same token, in the same breath, the cadence is just really based on the beat. So I could rhyme to something like that. So now, but
Mhm.
mostly '90s because it has depth. I would say the combination of style and depth for me, the golden era for me would be like the '90s because of the way the flows kind of progressed and still had messages. So I would say that's a combination of my style.
So you and Bogey, y'all both live in different states right now. Like, what was the process like recording this album that y'all have?
Oh man, it's we tried to keep it as natural as possible, man. It was just conversations. It was a lot of conversations. It was a lot of just everyday conversations, not just music. I always feel like the best songs come together organically. Just like we having a conversation right now. You might say something that catches my attention. I might just start thinking about that later. Like, yo, that'd be a dope idea to make a song about. So that's how we did it. We started over the phone, and I got him kind of hit to like the whole Google Meet and Zoom and all of that. So where we kind of
Yeah, yeah.
created that in studio atmosphere, where we just started sharing ideas, listening to beats, and it just progressed like that. You know,
So y'all basically would like get on a Google Meet and like listen to beats together, and then pick pick a beat that y'all want to do, and then kind of go from there.
100%, man, 100%. It originally started with him just linking me. We just having conversation. He's like, "Yo, I got this track. I think you would sound really dope on. I'm gonna send it to you. Let me know what you think." I listened to it. I was like, "Yeah, that's fire, bro." He's like, "Yeah." That ended up being Ice Girls in the Tropics. So that was the first song we actually recorded. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I was like, he sent me a couple more beats, and we just had a plethora of music. And I was like, "Yo." We both agreed that what we had was dope, but we were missing some stuff. And we were like, "Yo, let's take it to like, let's link up on the Google Meet. Let's link up on the Google on the Zoom. Let's gather ideas from beats. You know what I'm saying? And see where it takes us." And that's how the title of the album came together. We were thinking and thinking. I was just like, "Yo, let's just call it from Bowls and Keys." You know what I'm saying? It sounds catchy and it has
Yeah.
it has other meanings to it also. But simply it literally went from bowls to keys. Yeah, and just like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta flip and go from keys to bowls. You know what I'm saying?
Bogey, man, you can
And
hear
I'm
us?
assuming.
Yeah, yeah, man. Sorry about the technical difficulties, man. My fucking phone sucks,
Okay,
bro.
it's all
But I'm
good.
here now. What's good though? Pardon the delay, man.
It's all good.
Keith, what
I
up,
went ahead
baby?
and hit him with some
Salute, salute.
questions. So
I can
I
barely
was
hear you
asking
though.
him. You could barely hear me.
Yo, what are you using to hear right now? Are you using your phone? Are you using your
Yeah, I'm
laptop? What
just
are
on
you
my
using?
yeah, I'm just on my phone.
All right. So it might be the way that you're using your. It might be the way that your phone is sitting right now. So the what you're listening to, like the speaker, is at the bottom sometimes. So if you want to elevate it, so that way there won't be any kind of distortion coming from the sound.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. I just can't hear Paul.
Okay. I mean, I got the mic turned up kind of loud over here. So what's the meaning? Like you, Bogey, you did a name change, right? What was the whole thinking behind that?
Oh man, yeah, I used to go by D Rhythm when I was with my group, The Last Straws, and school days. You know what I mean? Miami
Uh
legend,
huh.
Miami fan, big up. Um, but after the Last Straw thing kind of fell through, I just wanted a new slate. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily out with the old, in with the new, but I was just kind of leaving that era to start a new era, which was a solo, solo thing going on. So Bogey, man,
Yeah.
that name, man. I don't know. I was just watching TV one day, and it didn't even come from the movie or Humphrey Bogart himself. I was just,
Yeah.
scrolling through channels, and I just heard that name, and it just grabbed me, and it just stuck with me. I was just like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna use that name. And then, I started getting into looking at, the movies and doing my knowledge on, Bogart and Humphrey and all of that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna be the black Bogart. You know what I mean? Bogey number one. So that's how that kind of came about.
And what got you into making music for yourself?
Man, the culture itself, just growing up around the culture, man, and being around peers that was already doing it, man. Like when I got to Miami, man, like and I met my brothers who I'm still brothers with today, B Dope and my man Sim E. They were already doing stuff, you know what I mean? I got to the school,
Mm-hmm.
they were like the local school heroes. I'm like, yo, who's these guys and shit? They were like, yeah, they rhyme, they do all of this, they be doing shows and you know what I'm saying, doing this and that. You know what I mean? My man C Major, another brother from my crew, he kind of introduced me to them and stuff. And I was just so drawn to them and just like, yo, they doing what I want to be doing. I want to be performing. I never performed. I never was in no group before that. You know what I mean? I never was even writing rhymes like that before I got with them. But somehow, some way, I spit a freestyle. They liked it,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a day or two later, man, Simon was like, yo, would you be interested in joining the group, man? We think you dope, blah, blah, blah. We want you to be a part of the group. And I was like, what? Nigga, that's what's up. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was trying to do anyway. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I got to be a part of this, man. They the popular niggas in the school. They got everything on lock. They from New York like me, blah, blah, blah. And you know what I mean? So that was like, yo, bomb, that was it. So I got in. We did a show like maybe a week later, like a school show, or like how they used to have those school dances and shit like that. So we did like a,
Yeah.
a,
Yeah.
a show, and from there it was on.
So this question is for both of y'all, and I'm gonna start with Key to Life on this one. Like y'all both being from New York, like how did y'all feel when New York just made like a drastic change in the sound?
I was hating it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I was not loving that. You know what I mean? You feel me? I mean, not no disrespect to that
Yeah.
sound or that movement. You know what I'm saying? That was their thing, and it was, doing that. And then at that time, I'm living in Miami. You know what I mean? When that sound change kind of started and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I was
Key
upset,
to
man.
Life,
I'm
how'd
like,
you
hold
feel?
up, man.
I would first want to confirm when you said the sound changing. What era? What time would you say it started changing?
I think it was like sometime in the 2000s. Like I remember, going to New York and everything was like drill music and trap music, and it sounded like they was trying to sound like down south, but it wasn't really down south, man, like we do down south.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is like around 2001, 2002, maybe when
Yeah,
Atlanta,
yeah,
T.I., Jeezy. So I was actually living in New York at that time, and I could tell you, not only did the sound change, but the entire culture influence changed.
yeah.
I was living down south. I was living down south in the 90s.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
lived down south in the 90s for like 6, 7 years, and I could tell you
Okay.
when I went back up north, in the late '90s, by the time Cash Money, Jeezy, and Ti came about, dudes was rocking Dickies in New York. Dudes was rocking clothes. Dudes started leaving their house in slides. Like so when you're talking about hip hop, you're talking about culture, you're talking about lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In Florida, it used to blow my mind when dudes used to be just walking outside, running around, playing basketball in slides. And
yeah,
that and the influence got so big that people in New York started doing that exact thing. So the people that was trying to get on, yeah, they was sounding like the South, but New York still had its root. New York still had its core.
yeah, yeah,
You
Yeah.
yeah,
still had dudes on Stretch and Bobito. You still had dudes rhyming. You still had the live shows, the open mics where dudes was still rapping. But from the major level that you're talking about, like radio and 106 and Park type shit. Yeah, they was on some real South shit. I wasn't a fan of it because it didn't seem natural. It kind of seemed
Right.
like
Yeah. It
everybody
wasn't
was
natural. Yeah.
everybody was chasing a dollar at that point. So they was like, it's like you living in your hood and you seeing niggas selling crack, right? And you not only are you seeing the money that they're making, but you're seeing the other side of the coin, right? You seeing
yeah,
mothers lose their teeth. You seeing babies leave the house with shitty diapers, and you just like, damn, this is
yeah,
fucked up. But then at the other side, you seeing dudes pulling up and shit that you never seen before. So you're looking at it and you're saying, oh, if some people are willing to do whatever it takes to make paper, and that's how I was like, damn, it was whack to me. You know what I'm saying?
how do y'all feel about the current state of the music business compared to what we know from the 90s?
Well, all things definitely do change, man, and that was a whole different
Mhm.
time period, man. The way you had to get on, the way you had uh to really know someone that connects with the record companies or able to get your music to them. So it was a whole different complex in the '90s, man. You know what I mean? Purely based off of skill, who was vouching for you, who was saying, "Yo, that nigga's nice, that nigga's nasty," fuck, you know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
as it started getting more popular and growing more, that's when the business side crept in. And with business, it's business as usual. They don't care about that
Yep.
talent or skill. You know what I mean? What they're seeing is, yeah, we can definitely promote that and make, you know what I mean? Put a dollar behind it and, generate that money, which is all good. But, once that business thing got into play, that's where everybody started thinking they're a fucking business owner or businessman. Now everybody's so concerned with, yo, how many units they sold in the first week. Yo, how many numbers they cracked. You know what I mean? Instead of, yo, that album was dope, niggas is nasty, or yo, he's nasty, she's nasty. It started getting into more business politics of the things. And that's kind of, where it kind of went sour for, those true carry tradition, MCs and, groups and stuff like that. Not saying that that business side, some of that music was all right, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna knock it. But once business corrupts, man, You already know.
And do you
Yo,
think like
can you?
we gotta go ahead? Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you about what you asked him, but if you got something you want to add to what he's saying, do your thing.
Nah, nah,
It's
nah. I
cool.
was gonna ask something else, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, because I was just gonna say just your question was the business from the '90s to now. But what was the whole question?
How do you feel about the current state of the music business compared to like what we know from like the '90s and before? You know what I'm saying? Like now everything's
Okay.
streaming, and we got away from physical product. And I feel like artists that were unsigned and on independents that weren't signed to majors, they allowed major labels to pretty much dictate where they distribute their music, the value of how much they distribute their music, and
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense. It's like, why would you let somebody dictate, you know, that I see if you're a major artist, you got to let the labels pretty much dictate where it's distributed and stuff like that. But if you're unsigned and independent, why would you let somebody that you're not even in business with, that you have no dealings with, dictate the value of your music? I think that's why cats like
right,
Nipsey try to, he was selling his $100 albums, or I
right.
think it was $100 an album. Like
Yeah, it
he
was.
understood, like, yo, I can't fall into this trap of like, we went from where you could sell a single, 1,000 singles for like $2-3 a pop, and that's $3,000 of revenue, and now they're telling you it's only $4 per thousand. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
drastic
So that's
drop.
a drastic change, and the
Drastic.
thing is it's a double edged sword what you're talking about, right? Because
Yeah,
you might have a different perspective of it in the '90s. Like you being from the South, you said North Carolina. I'm not too
yeah,
savvy with the history of North Carolina, but I do know a lot of the independent grinds and a lot of independent artists in places like Texas and obviously like
yeah,
Master
yeah,
P in New Orleans. And shout out to
yeah.
Luke, one of the OGs. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
They
definitely.
they they they,
I would
they
throw
they
the
did
West
their thing
Coast
in
in
the
there
South.
too. I'll throw the West Coast in there too. The West Coast is pretty independent.
Yeah,
A
that's a
hundred
fact.
percent, 100%. What was Too Short, and what was homeboy name with all the crazy E40, with all the crazy
Yeah,
wordplay he used to
E40.
have.
Yeah,
E40 was
yeah,
Yeah,
super
super
independent.
independent. Yeah,
So what
yeah,
you're talking about is from the '90s to now, and you got to look at it from a lens of people up north always had instant access to record labels. So open mics was
yeah,
always a culture in New York, right? So shout out to ELW. Shout out to ELW. That was one of the longest lasting um
open wings.
open mics in New York at the time that you're talking about, from like '90s all the way to like 2000s and stuff. And my point is, you would have A&Rs just pop up in the cut. You would have different record execs just catching a drink, just chilling, you know what I mean, at the bar. And if you did your thing, you made some noise, you might get invited to going up to the 26th floor, you know what I'm saying? A beautiful view maybe off of Broadway, or Sixth Avenue, things of that nature. So the view on how you looked at things in the '90s was totally different. The business side, I would talk more about the genres of hip hop. Although they dictated policy of
mhm,
when your music came out, they still allotted different styles of music in hip hop
mhm,
to be out in the stores, right? In comparison
yeah,
to now, where it's like you said, you're independent. You got the opportunity to do your own thing. Yeah, you got to play the game for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I might have to stream the next 2-3 albums. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I got
yeah,
my own video camera. I shoot my own videos. I know how to edit my pictures. I know how to create commercials. So I know how to save a dollar in the long term to make a dollar. And they couldn't really do that
yeah,
like that in the '90s, right? You had to really. Hype
yeah,
Williams had videos that was for like $1 million, man. So
yeah,
it's a totally different ball game. What I would say though, man, is that you have the power to create your own universe. You have the power to create your own structural business. You know what I'm saying? I salute all the artists because I was a youth. I was in my teens. My whole '90s career. I was a little teenager just running around freestyling. I never took music serious. I could tell you stories of being around a lot of official in the game artists at the time, but I never really took it serious at that time in my life. I could tell you now though that the opportunities are endless in this time if you understand the structure of business. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it. You can make it whatever you decipher it as in this day and time.
Yeah.
I just think like artists have been brainwashed with this streaming though and this Spotify thing. Like the thing that they don't understand is when you get past Spotify's playlist, I would argue that 90% of independent playlists and maybe 93, 94, 95% of independent playlists all use bots.
100%,
So,
100%. They're
Absolutely.
you
cracking, they're
know,
crack, they're cracking down on that now too. You know what I'm saying? If you heard about Ice Spice whole
they're only
situation, she
cracking
she lost
down
mad
on
followers.
yeah, but they're only cracking down on people that they don't typically got deals with, you know. People that they know that they're not really in business with, that's not with the majors. And part of that is like they're trying to gatekeep distribution and everything again, in my opinion, you know,
Yeah.
like
I
they used
I
to.
I, I I would I would say if we were having this conversation a year ago, I would completely agree with you. But what just happened
Mhm.
between everybody getting fired, all the artists getting dropped from the labels, one of the reasons why is because that like that's side deals. Like the
Yeah.
same dudes that's paying for the box is the same ones that's getting payout. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
Oh
like
yeah.
it's 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 it's, it's like if I own three corner stores and I got milk on sale for 4.99 and you going across the street to go get the milk because it's on sale over there, but I own the corner store that's on the other side of the street and I'm selling for 5.99. We all gonna eat regardless. My point though
Yeah.
is that right now, the reality is that this whole structure that we're talking about as far as record labels and all of that stuff, soon all that whole gatekeeping talk is gonna change. They're gonna figure out another way because you seeing what the whole social media I noticed with J. Cole and Kendrick and all of them starting to drop their new exclusive disses on social media pages. So I
Yeah.
think I think they're turning pages and figuring out ways now to capitalize off of social media. But I tell everybody what I tell myself. We got to be completely independent long term. I completely agree with you. We all got to get our own
I mean,
websites. We
yeah.
we all got to start
Yeah.
pushing people to our own web pages. But we
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
realistic and use all platforms as they are designed. We still
Yeah.
got to use the
Yeah.
Instagram. We still got to use the YouTube. But we got to start
Yeah.
pushing people to our own side of the street and say, "Yo, pull up and check this out over here." Long term, that has to
Well,
be the ultimate goal because what
Yeah.
you're saying is relevant, but I think the tables are starting to turn a little bit.
but the only problem I have with streaming, like you said, YouTube, yeah, YouTube is important. I feel like TikTok is really good for breaking artists because they breaking records from the '70s all over again. Like that dude Bobby
Hmm.
Caldwell, who nobody even knew Bobby Caldwell was a white dude. I didn't know, but they broke the song again. But the problem with streaming is you can't really engage on there. If they just add comments, it'd be a
Yeah.
game changer. They just add comments where
That's
people
a
could
good. That's
comment on the
that.
songs, you can
That's
reply.
Yeah.
It'd be a game changer, but
Yeah.
there's no real engagement on streaming. So you gotta build up the YouTube, you gotta build up the Instagram, you gotta build up the Twitter
Yeah.
and the Facebook, and get them to go over there and your website and everything else. But let's move on with that. Y'all two as a duo, who would y'all like if y'all had to compare yourself to another duo in hip hop? Who would y'all compare yourselves to?
Man, that's a hard question, man.
Like Smith and Wesson or something like that?
Yeah, in that line of caliber, definitely Mob, Smith and Wesson, CNN, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
Capone and Nori.
Definitely, you know what I mean? In the sense of the type of music we create,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? So, definitely along those lines for sure.
I,
And
I, I
salute
would
those
I,
brothers, man.
100%. Who you spoke on is all OGs, and they deserve their salutes. And but what I would say, we would have to compare to one of the people in the group would have to be a producer also. You know what I'm saying, from my perspective, because I've known
Mhm.
Bogey as an artist, and then I learned over time that all the joints that he was putting out, he was making all his beats too. You know what I'm saying? So I would say
Okay, I got one for you.
I have to go back to
Mob Deep?
EPMD,
Mob Deep?
Mob Deep for
EPMD?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say EPMD or Mob Deep. When the album was first complete, and we were putting together the structure, executive producing the album. I was like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, man, your beats is like Havoc level. You know what I'm saying? That the drums
Yeah,
is
he always
hard.
said that. Like, yo, it
I
got
was
that
like,
mall feel. Like it's bringing back that griminess or that feel per se. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, like
Yeah.
Havoc and Prodigy, Mob Deep type.
That Infamous is my favorite album of all time in hip hop.
Wow,
So that's
yeah,
that
that's
yeah, that's my
Five
number
star,
one hip hop album of all time. Like over
five
Illmatic and
star.
whatever anybody says, I gotta go with Infamous
Yeah,
all time. Um,
Short
so
yeah.
on
Ones
this
Part Two,
album,
best beat of all time.
crazy. I mean, that was the theme music through 8 Mile, pretty much. You
Crazy,
Yeah,
know,
crazy, crazy.
Prodigy, my number two, man. Top number two all time, man. Nas number one,
Yeah,
Prodigy right there.
yeah, that's hard. Rest in
now
peace, Prodigy.
on this album,
Word.
do y'all got a song that y'all feel like stands out above the rest on this album?
Oh
Go ahead,
man,
Bogey. Yeah,
we definitely got some standouts, man. I've heard from you know various other people that there's some good standouts. Which ones are they? I'm not really sure, but for me,
Okay.
um, you done know Miami Mass Transit, Magic with the Rod. You know what I mean? So Vivid. Yo, man, the fucking whole album, bro, is just nice, man. You feel me? Because I could just keep going. Each joint is different from the other, but they all got something they bring that makes you feel like, oh, this one my joint for today. Because it always
yeah.
switch up for me. You know what I'm saying? The next day could be something different. I don't know how you feel, Keith, man. What you feel?
Man, off top, what you said is 100%. Man, for me, it switches. It switches based on like at the time I'm listening to it. Right now, I would have to say, man, it's Magic with the Rock. I
Yeah,
think,
Okay.
I think Magic with the Rock needs sync play. I think EA Sports need to holler at me, holler at Bogey. We need
yeah.
to be on the next. We need to be on the next
Sports
video
game.
game for that one.
Like NBA
Yeah,
2K,
I think
NBA 2K or something?
yeah,
definitely. We need
shit
that
like
endorsement,
that.
man. If you're out there, we're
I
watching,
think
holla at us.
I think Amtrak need to holler at us for the Miami to Mass Transit. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope song. Not only the bar is crazy, but it's conceptual. And like Bogey was saying, man, every track you can't say one track sound like the other. So it's really preference. But yeah,
Yeah.
off top, I would say Vivid, Magic with the Rock, and Miami Mass Transit right now. Yeah, for sure.
And Bogey, you did the production on this, the whole album?
Yeah, the whole album, bro. You go to my catalog, anything you see on there, man, I produce everything, bro. Not to say that I wouldn't get any beats from anybody else and rock them as well, but I know what I like. I know what I
Okay.
like to hear myself over. So it makes it that much easier for me.
And I know this is like a common sense question, but what's y'all's ultimate goal in the music business?
Ah, man, man, just to be able to share the music with the world, with the people, those that want to, get involved with it, you know. The end goal for me, man, I'm not looking, for no deals or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be up in everybody's face. You know what I'm saying? Yo, do this, put me on. You know what I mean? I just want to be able to put out dope music, man. If the people mess with it, great. If not, I love that as well, man. Because me. I got to accept both sides of the coin. I can't just be like showing love to all the people that love it or it's messing with it. But I got to be like, yo, you don't like it, you ain't feeling it. All right, I agree. You got your opinion. Thank you. I appreciate that too. So for me, I just want to be able to just put the music out for the people. If something happens that makes sense, you know what I mean? Then we can definitely talk business on that end. But you know what I mean? Me, I'm just fucking putting the music out, because I can. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, sit here and just waste talent and just waste all this music that I have and shit. I'm gonna constantly just be putting out music, regardless if it gets to the next level and something happens where we're on that stage, or I'm just putting out the music and three people loving it, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna just do it because that's how much I love the music and a part of the culture. You know what I mean? So I'm just here to contribute. If something happens, Lord willing, God bless. Otherwise, I'm gonna just keep dropping joints, bro.
So, Key,
For
is
me
that the
personally.
same for you? Pretty much the same for
Musically,
you?
musically, yeah, musically, yeah. But I mean, me personally, man, I want to establish a media company overall. Like
Okay.
what you were saying, it's to the point where it's like we need to stop talking about what they doing. We need to focus more about what we doing because it should be conglomerates at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? If you can
Yeah.
make music, you can make beats. If you can make music, you know somebody who make beats. If you can make beats and make
Yeah.
music, you know somebody who can shoot videos. At this point in time, we should be establishing conglomerates where it's like we are our own entity. We create our own sound. We
Yeah.
create our own style. We are forerunners of the culture. We control the culture. Reality, what we wear is what dictate policy. How we move is what people acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
I want to have a media company long term, and I want to put other artists on. You know what I'm saying, to like sounds. And I don't got to necessarily sign you, but I want to build a platform where music that I think is groundbreaking and something that could be pivotal to society. You know what I'm saying? Needs to be heard on a bigger plateau. So that's my end game.
Yeah, definitely. And to piggyback off that, yeah, definitely. If I'm able to, get in a lane where I could just be producing for up and coming hip hop artists, boom bap artists, lyricists, stuff like that. I'm definitely in for that. You know what I mean? But overall, man, I just want to put out good music, man. You know what I'm saying?
one Hundred
Period.
percent.
All right, so this next question is for Key. I seen on your bio it said you did some songs with Finesse Mitchell, Thurston Howe the third, Mega, Rick Ross, and many more. Any one of your features for you that like or the people you work with that kind of stand out the most?
So when you read that, it's I actually did videography work for some of those people, and I did photography.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, for some of those people. So with Finesse Mitchell, I actually worked for him and at when he was in Miami. He did a Miami
Okay.
improv. So I did some I got booked for some photography work for him. With Thurston Howe, I've done some video work for him. I've done
Okay.
a scene in the if you ever seen the return of the Puerto of the Puerto Rican, that video, you might I did a scene with him and his son when they playing the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? I did that shot. I did a whole video for Thirst and the dude out of Colorado. Shout out to Blanco. You know what I'm saying? So the Rick Ross joint, I did some behind the scenes work for Rick Ross. He did a feature for this dude up from Jersey. He came down to Miami.
Okay.
Niggas, they rented out a little yacht. So I did some behind the scenes video work for that one. So yeah, man, what I'm telling you is, bro, like I've literally I make music, man. I love hip hop. Hip hop or being an artist is what I do. Over
Yeah.
time, I've grown octopus arms, and I've done photography work. I've done video work for other artists and just people in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how'd y'all feel about the whole Drake and Kendrick feud?
I mean, honestly, bro, I didn't feel anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Put your music out. Period.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't care nothing about the behind the scenes, who said what, who did this. Oh, I thought you said that. That's that bullshit. Put your music out. Honestly, to answer your question, I didn't have a thought about it.
Do you feel like
Yeah, I mean,
they was even really putting out battle tracks at all? I didn't really feel like they was putting out battle tracks.
they put out battle tracks, but they also man, you got it's such a we living in a time, man, where things we just can't look at things from a musical standpoint, right? Because it's like the artists are
Yeah.
signed to different artists or they're signed to different companies, and this company is owned by this person, and that person is signed to that person, is signed to that person, but that person is ran by the same person. So it's like, like, you ever seen the Godfather? You seen the logo for the Godfather? What is that shit? It's
Oh
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like a
it's
puppeteer
it's
type of thing.
The
yeah,
puppet, yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it's like, yo, we got to look at these things from different lenses at this point in time, because it's like it's not it's not what it used to be, bro. It's so corporate
yeah.
that your lens on what you're listening to has to be more in tune with what the reality is, and because of that, like the brother Bogey said, man, to say it simply, man, it's like, come on, man, we know what's going on. You don't gotta say much, but we
And
see
it
what's
makes no
happening.
sense, man. Like, why our culture and genre of music always gotta be going against each other? Like, yo, this just music and art enough for everybody just to put, your stuff out and just be who you are. You know what I mean? Why we I know hip hop
Yeah.
came up off of battling and shit. Yeah, that was the culture. But yo, why things gotta be based off that? You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm better than you,
I
or
think this one was
yo,
clearly egos.
yeah, man,
This one
after
was
I put
clearly
this song out, your
egos.
career is over, or you know what I'm saying? That bullshit, man. I ain't with none of that bullshit, man. That nigga see me in the street, man. Do not approach me or none of that bullshit, B. I'm not with it, B.
Yeah, they're never gonna see each other, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
man.
man, it's like this.
Do the music,
They're
man.
not
Just
gonna
put the
see each
music out.
other.
Yo, they both great
They
artists,
won't
man.
even.
Just put
They
the
they
music
they
out
they
and just let
probably
it go.
won't even. They probably won't even call each other and talk to each other.
Man.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's entertainment, and
Yeah,
it's all
period.
good.
Yeah.
Listen, Kendrick is nice at what he do.
Right. Do what
Whatever,
you do.
whatever, whatever Drake does, like himself, I don't know,
Yeah.
but the package is popular, and
Yeah.
and we're living in a time where talent and popularity somehow has collided into these two worlds, and when that happens, those two words, the definitions are total different. Those are two totally different
Yeah.
words, but in this day and time, they are considered the same thing. So that's what I think about it. It doesn't really make sense to me. You know what I'm
Yeah. Hey,
saying?
respect to both of those brothers. I hope
Yeah,
all your
keep doing your
dreams,
thing. Keep doing
wishes,
your thing.
plans, and prayers, come true. Otherwise, just put the fucking music out, man. And just fucking be hip hop, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A- And it's crazy you brought up the Godfather thing because I just put out a clip today from an artist that I interviewed a while back, PB Pluto, and he was basically talking about everybody in the industries pretty much has strings being pulled by somebody else. You just don't know who it is all the times.
Mhm.
All right, we about to be
Well,
reaching that hour
it's
mark
yeah.
too.
Uh-oh.
So
I wanted to ask you.
go
I wanted
ahead.
to ask you real
Go
quick,
ahead.
Paul. How you pronounce your last name?
As an artist is Paul Masson, but my government's Paul Pickett.
Okay. That's dope, because I thought you was gonna say Masson, because it reminds me
Yeah,
of
Masson.
the
Yeah.
liquor, and yeah,
Yeah, nah, that's where I
and
got it
yo,
from. That's
back
where I
in the
got it from.
day, yo,
Yo,
Yeah.
yo,
that's
back in
funny,
the
yo.
day,
Check me
That's
out.
where I got it from.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you some. Yeah,
Check me
I'm
out.
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you some funny shit, real shit. Like back in the day, right, in the
That's
winter
what I'm
time.
drinking right now, nigga.
In the winter time, when it get cold, right, you gotta drink dark
Yeah.
liquor. right? Because dark
Yeah.
liquor kind of sticks to you
You
harder.
know, Paul Mason's a
But
poor man's Hennessy, man. For all y'all
so
that don't
so
know.
so with that being said,
Yeah.
when we couldn't afford
Yeah.
Henny,
We
we
went to the
would
Paul
pop
Mason.
Paul Masson. You know what I'm
Paul
saying?
Mason,
E
baby.
and J was we learned from the elders,
Yeah,
Herc and Jerk, Easy Jesus. We did not
out of
fuck
here.
with it.
Yeah.
That'll have
Yo,
you
so
going
we
bananas in the streets.
yo, shout out to Paul Masson, man.
Word of God.
That shit kept niggas walking blocks
No
comfortably, man.
doubt.
For real.
For those that know, that's the poor man's
Yeah.
Hennessy, man.
That's like I had a song back in the days called "The Name Rings Bells," and that was the whole concept. If you didn't know me as an artist, you knew the liquor name. You know what I'm saying? So the name rung bells
Indeed.
either way. Because I used to be called Eternal Life, and then somebody's like, "Yo, we got Paul drinking Paul one day." I'm like, "Yo, what are we drinking?" It's like Paul Masson, and it just stuck to me. I'm like, "Yo, Paul Masson." I kept saying it. Like, "Yo, yeah, I'm going with that, man, Paul
Yeah.
Masson," and that's pretty much been the name
Oh,
since.
so you used to
Right.
rap.
Go ahead.
That's what's up. So
I
you used
still
to
rap.
rap.
I'm like
Yeah.
Bogey
That's
said,
what's
I
up.
just do it still because I can, pretty much.
Yeah. Right.
You
Okay,
As
know,
you
man.
I got
should.
a
Yeah, man. You gotta send me some joints, man.
Yeah,
I'll send you some joints. I
that's
got a
what's up.
record with Lady Luck. I got a record with Rampage from Flip Mode, and
That's
one with
crazy.
Oh, Lady Luck, she's
Phantasm from
ill.
the Cellar Dwellers and whatnot as well.
She
Before we
another
Shout
let
out
y'all
to
hustler,
go
Lady
Lady
though,
Luck.
Luck. Shout out to Lady Luck.
Big up the
Shout
yeah,
Phantasm.
out,
yeah.
shout out to T-Neck. Shout out to all my peoples in T-Neck. Big up Lady Luck.
Word, she ill.
I remember her from Hot
Now,
97. That's how she came up to EPMD.
if somebody goes the first time, what can they expect?
Oh man. You know, um, dope beats, you know what I'm saying? Raw beats, dope boom back beats. Shit that just make you want to write some ill shit too, you know what I mean? You're hearing you like, oh man, I want to just write some crazy shit, you know what I mean? So, and then with me, my production style, you know what I mean? Niggas don't steal my shit because I'm about to give you a little gem. But with me, I always like to start my joints off with like uh a little clip of something. You know what I mean? Always pertaining to the album itself, the album title,
Okay.
but a little clip of something. Cause you know what that does? And again, don't steal my niggas. It kind of like, gets you prepared for what you're about to come into. It kind of, brings you into that world. So I always like to find an ill clip of something that's going to be saying something again pertaining to the album or the title of the album. That gets you ready. And then when you hit that first beat drop, like I said, just ill boom back that make you want to write the ill lyrics and shit. And with me, I always want to make sure my songs are songs that are all around connected to a song, meaning that the title is incorporated with what you're writing about. Your hook
Yeah.
matches what you're writing about in the verse. Because a lot of times
Yeah.
motherfuckers just put out songs and they say a hook, the shit don't even match what the song's about. So I always like to make sure that I'm crafting a well-rounded piece of material from the hook to
Yeah.
the title. Everything coincides. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, what they're gonna hear is just beats and rhymes, man. Like if you listen to beats because they sound good, and you listen to rhymes because people are actually saying something in their music, you're gonna like this album. You're gonna
Word
like
up.
something
Yeah.
on this album. I
Yeah,
guarantee you're gonna like something on this album, and you're
yeah,
not gonna say no tracks. None of these tracks is whack. There's not gonna be
Yeah.
one track you be like, oh, that shit was kind of that could have been that couldn't have been on the album. We put
yeah,
together projects. This is not like single frisbees that we're trying to like make a million off of each single. We thinking longevity. We thinking
yeah,
catalog. We thinking library. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get
yeah,
real music.
yeah. Real music,
I
like I said,
definitely like
real
what I heard
songs.
so far.
Did you hear the album? Like, what song standing out for you?
I mean, like I heard some of the the joints when I was doing the stories. I don't remember the titles of them, but from what I heard, all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
beats sounded pretty dope. The flows was pretty dope. It
Hmm.
gave you a nostalgic feel of the boom bap, but you could tell it was more of an updated sound, and that's one thing sometimes I don't like when
Indeed.
cats like they're going for boom bap, but it sounds too much like it's the 90s. It should be in the 90s opposed to being an album that should be out now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Appreciate that. Word.
And I'm gonna
Update.
you
So,
said
That's
some
what's up.
tracks. I'm definitely gonna review some tomorrow. At least one or two tracks
all right.
tomorrow, since I did the interview with y'all.
Let.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so y'all be in the running for song of the day tomorrow. Last week John B got it. So hopefully we don't got no John
Oh,
B
word.
records this week. Yeah, John B got a new
John
record.
B.
It's pretty
He's
dope. Yeah.
That's what's
you
up,
talking
man. I
Yeah.
fuck
about?
with John B, man. Tell him I
Yeah,
need him
John
on
B,
something
John
and
B.
shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
John
that's
B, John B.
crazy. Yo, that's wild. John B. Shout
Yo,
out to
man,
John
speaking
B. Son,
about
he was
John B,
nice.
that's crazy, man. My man 777 and shit. Back when he was in LA and shit, my brother 777, he actually did a song with John B. You know what I'm saying? Produced by Will I Am and shit, man. So that's crazy.
Yeah,
Shout
he
out to
got a
John
new
B.
joint called Natural Drug. And I'm not gonna lie, man. When I heard it, I was just like zoning out, like, wow, this cat still got it, man.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, he was
sometimes
always
cats
dope with
take a
it.
hiatus and they lose it.
Right. That's a fact.
That's 100%
Yeah.
true.
But then you
Or
got those
I
that
see it
just
all the
can't
time,
lose it
man.
and shit. You know, that shit is just in them. It's not on them. They
Like
ain't fucking
Redman. Like
created in the lab.
Redman.
Word. It's in them. You'll
what
never
about
lose that.
Redman?
Y'all seen that new
What are you
Redman
You know what I
saying
mean?
like
freestyle? You
Redman?
seen the new Redman freestyle?
Yeah, man.
I,
That
s-
nigga's going crazy.
I
He's
heard it.
going crazy.
Yeah, I heard some.
Yo,
I
I
big
heard
think
up
he
I
the
heard
he
red
some of
man.
it.
You know what I mean?
oh
I heard
man.
some of it. I heard people saying that. I heard this interview saying that he was saying some people fell off, and that's what made me say, "Damn, let me hear what Redman talking about," because he put Redman in the category like saying his new music was like under par, and I haven't heard any new Redman in so long. I was like, "Damn, let
Right.
me see what are you talking about?" So I'm not too savvy on his new joints. I think I heard one of his joints, man, but I mean, he's a legend, man. Like some people you just can't. It's just you just gotta allow it, man. You gotta allow people to grow. You gotta allow people to just do them. Like you said, Paul. Like you
Yeah.
still making music. You don't. You probably don't care what nobody think about your shit because you like it.
Word.
It,
Yeah, you
it
know?
comes a point in your
Right.
life where you reach a certain level where you're just like,
Right.
yo, you like it, it's cool.
Exactly.
I'm
You
gonna just,
don't.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
You don't.
just, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just still do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I would never say, Redman is whack. I don't care if
Never.
if he puts out 5 albums that I don't like, I'm never gonna say he's whack. You know what I'm saying? So
You can
he's
never
a
be wet,
legend.
man. Yeah, legend.
Yeah,
Salute red
Muddy
man,
This
legend.
shit
Waters.
he
Yeah.
put out, this shit he put out was so dope. When you go watch, Method Man went first, Raekwon went second or third, and I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
seen
man,
that. Now
Ray
Raekwon
shouldn't
went
even been
last.
he last. Yeah, he shouldn't even
Ray
been
went
on
last.
there,
Yeah.
because he should. No way should Ray went behind Red after what he said, man. I mean, just the animation in it. He
Oh,
said a
really?
line in there. He's like, he said the new generation, their goat is Lil Wayne. For me, it's Billy Dan's and Little Fame. And I was just like, wow, like
Mm.
this. Oh man, this cat is just. He's amazing, man. He's amazing. Some people still
Yeah.
got it, and then some
Big
people
up
like
them.
they lose it, man. I
Let's
hate
don't
to say
sleep
it, but
on
some
meth
people
though.
lose it.
That nigga meth been killing every verse,
No, I mean
every
he
feature
did
he's
his
been on.
thing, but he did his thing. But when you do it like Red did it, it's like almost ain't nobody
Yeah,
really
you know,
belonged in
Red's
that
more
cipher but
animated.
him.
Red's more,
Yeah,
he's more in your face with it.
Character,
And
character. He's a
yeah,
character.
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Strong
He,
character trait. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
big
yeah.
up to
You
him.
could, yeah. Shout out to all three of them, man. Like
Well,
yeah.
I can't say anything negative about none of them because
Well,
Muddy Waters played in my tape deck till it popped. I remember when Muddy Waters first came out. That was like one of the first CDs I ever got. That was like when CDs like just first really just like, Virgin record stores and the B streets. Like you was like, damn, when you pulled out a CD, you couldn't believe it. Like I was grabbing that shit like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? I used to use that shit as a mirror sometimes. Like, this is crazy. So Muddy
Yo, you
Waters
didn't get to
is
you didn't get to play no joints though.
Imma do them tomorrow on the, music reviews. I don't really play joints in the interviews typically
Ah, that's cool.
and whatnot.
Not
But,
to cut your wisdom, my
before we
brother.
let
My
y'all
fault.
go
You know, what I mean,
nah,
yeah,
nah, it's all good. It's all good. You
not to
got you,
even
you
cut
got
your
you, you
wisdom.
got me. Nah, you got me on memory
before
lane just to think like, damn, because I can't tell you the last time I heard those three on an album together. I think
Yeah.
the words you talk better be the words you walk. Body you in the bed where the nurses are. That was the last time I heard Redman on a track with a bunch of different like Wu-Tang artists. I'm like, I gotta check that shit out. That's crazy.
that was off of Wu's album, right?
Yeah, I forgot which one. I think it was the one that had like the fucking when they were
The
acting like
double CD
cavemen.
joint? Oh,
Nah,
that
nah,
one.
that
Yeah,
that
I know
that,
what
that
you're
was
talking
the
about. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
That
that
was
one.
like The Swarm or something like that?
Might have been like the third
Mm.
album. I forgot the name
Was
of
that
it.
called like The Swarm or
Back,
something?
it might be. I'm not too savvy on names. Are they albums? After
I wasn't big on that
after
album.
what
I
Wu Tang
wasn't big on that
Forever.
album, though. Yeah, I wasn't big on that album.
That album was like you could tell they kind of just got back together. Like, yo, let's just make some music. Dude's probably been around the world 3 4 times by then, and you know what I'm saying, like hanging out with their grandkids, and you know what I'm saying, life just it's life.
Well,
Just
they the
get back
biggest
and you
hip
try
hop
to
group of all time, without a doubt.
oh,
Yeah,
100%.
that's a fact. You know, rest in peace,
100%.
old dirty bastard. That was my guy. You know what I mean? Old DB, rest in
Rest,
peace.
rest in peace,
And
ODB. Rest in peace, real. There's a there's
crazy
a dude. If you ever
story.
listen to any of Ghostface joints when he had dudes singing,
Yeah,
that was a dude by the name of Real. He passed away like about 12,
Oh, I
13
remember him.
years
Yeah.
ago, man.
yeah,
Just real quick, because it's the second album. I went to the studio where a lot of that was made at. It was in Brooklyn, man, at this building called Restoration. And
mm,
Real actually brought me to that spot with a couple of other brothers, man. And he was a dope singer, and he was affiliated to Wu Tang. And yeah, man, Wu Tang is legends, man, legends, man. What they did, I will never be done again. Nine artists all together, different styles,
yeah, man.
all killing it, like
You
crazy,
had to be
crazy,
there, man. I'm
yeah,
glad I was
crazy.
able to, you know what I'm saying, kind of, be right there. You know what I'm saying? Arm reach, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, rest in peace of my man, Dirty Bastard. Shit, man. Word.
Yeah.
All right, before we let y'all go, any shout outs y'all want to do?
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Paul, man. You know what
Appreciate
I'm
it.
saying? Thank you for having us, man. Because I remember when I did hit you up and shit, you was like, yo, not right now, but I'm going to keep you in mind. Then, I didn't forget
I
about
was
it.
in
I
the
was like, man,
process of
what you
moving.
think? Yeah, no doubt,
Yeah, I
baby.
was
And
I
then
was
you hit me
moving,
and
so
just
it
so,
took about 2 weeks to
you
move.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Then you hit me and was like, yo, you still ready? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yo, that just, you know what I'm saying? That just gave me mad respect and love for you, my brother. I really appreciate it. We appreciate it. You know,
Thanks.
I
for our
mean,
shout outs, man, I want to shout out my unknown fleet brothers. You know who you are. Big up to the unknown fleet. Big up to my 305 Miami Low Life family. You know who you are, Big up to the Orlando Low Life my family. Big up to the Low Lives worldwide. And yeah, go check out that joint, man. Bob's the Keys, man. It's a real special album, man. Real special, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, 100%, man. Shout out to Paul, man, for real, man. Because like I
appreciate
said,
it.
man, I've been checking out your interviews, man. Professional, you professional. You got everything laid out, everything look clean. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of platforms artists need to go on. You know what I'm saying? Make
Yeah,
their
man.
voices heard. Shout out to the whole family. Shout out to Low Life Miami family. Shout out to everybody in the team. Shout out to the Low Zone. Shout out to ATL Low Life, man. Shout out to all my family, man. Shout out to all my peoples that's been hitting me up, telling me that the music is dope. Shout
That's
out
a
to
fact.
everybody
Shout out
that
to all
purchased
of
the
them.
album, and 2025, man. It's
We just getting ready.
I'm looking forward to it,
Yeah,
man. I mean,
Yeah,
this album's still growing legs, man. So
yeah,
it's gonna propel into 2025, man. So I'm looking forward to everybody that's just trying to build, man, on a
yeah,
professional level, man.
yeah, man.
It's time.
2025, man.
No
I
better
got
time than now.
a few solo albums about to drop, man. I'm gearing up for. So be on
that's
the
what's up.
lookout for that. Y'all need beats, man. Holla at me. Bogey.black, man. Hit me
Yeah,
up. Y'all
yeah.
need those crazy boom bap joints, man. Holla at me, man. And
I'm dropping a single towards the end of the year, going towards the next album that's dropping first quarter. So solo joint, 100%,
yeah.
and that's what it is, man. Shout out to
But right
Bogey though.
now, though, it's
He
all
still
about
got
that
beats in the
Bose the
stash.
Keys. Yeah, man. Right
Hundred
now, it's
percent,
all about Bose the Keys, man. Go
100%.
stream it, download it, buy it. Great Christmas present for all you boom bap heads out there, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
get familiar. Get familiar with it, man. Trust me. And if you
Right.
think it's whack, comment on my page. Tell me what track is whack,
Yeah,
and I
you
want
know
to
what I
hear what
mean?
you think is fire.
We love it all, man. Like I said like a little while ago, man, we can't just be biased to one side of the coin. I respect and love
Yeah.
those that love it and appreciate it. And I also respect and love those that hate it, or it's gonna be like, yo, this shit's whack. I love you
I
guys,
respect.
appreciate you.
I respect anybody who takes the time to listen to people's
Period.
music.
You know what I mean?
Who's
Regardless of
not
what
who's not
side of the
who's
coin you're
not
on.
on Hot 97, who's not on the top page of World Star, who
Right.
is not doing a feature with your favorite artist.
Right.
I
Who's not a
respect
lot of popular
I
playlists.
respect independent thinkers. Shout out to all my independent thinkers who
Yeah.
know what they like and seek for what they want. Because that's what life is. You
You know
gotta
what I'm
go
saying?
get it.
Again, man, we welcome both sides of the coin, man. Hate it or love it.
Well, I appreciate
Shout
y'all,
out to
man.
Paul
As soon
Masonto.
as I get off here, I'm gonna get on here and throw the video through the AI. We're gonna try to put out at least one or two clips for the night as well,
No
too.
doubt.
And we're gonna have
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
at least a good dozen good clips or more to put out. You know what I'm saying? With this
Yeah,
hour
man,
yeah.
interview.
appreciate it.
So
And again, man, sorry about the lateness, man.
it's
Sorry
all
about the
good.
technical difficulties, man. But my brother
It's all
Keytalife
good.
was holding it down, you know what I mean? So that's how we move, man. One soldier down, next one right behind. You know what I mean?
100%, 100%. That's how we did
And,
it for the whole album. You know what I'm
Word up.
saying?
and we'll get y'all back on in 2025, man. You say y'all got
That's
solo
a
stuff
fact.
coming out, so
Yes, sir.
and I'm probably want to holler at you too, Key Life, because I got the bare knuckle interviews I do with the BKFC and the BYB and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure we can figure some things out, man. Probably be some work in there for you and
Sounds good.
whatnot.
Let's work. You know what I'm
The
saying?
fighters, the fighters always need like video work as well too. So you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, get out my man. He's fucking a great video photographer, man.
yeah,
Exceptional
Thank you,
I'll
bro.
tap
person,
into
man.
that world,
Man,
man.
word up.
100%. Yo, Paul, man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate the platform,
Salute. Yes, sir.
and I appreciate this interview tonight, man.
Thank you, man.
Salute.
Thank you, man. Great ending to a Friday, bro.
The next time we have this interview, we gotta end it with top shelf Paul Masson.
Oh,
We
that's
gotta end it. We gotta end it with a shot of Paul. It's not official unless we have Paul Masson in the cipher. Because Bogey was prepared. I got some Johnny Walker Black, so I ain't gonna front like you know what I'm saying. But
yeah,
yo, salute.
no doubt.
I'm gonna have to put y'all onto the Dizzle too. We got our own liquor brand, agave tequila, cognac, orange liquor, mango mix, based out of Cali, and we're in like Arkansas,
Damn.
Oklahoma, and Cali,
That's
Yeah,
and we just
crazy.
hit
word.
Georgia.
Yeah, send me a bottle, B. Send me a bottle.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at
Nah,
the
that's what
owners
up,
and
man.
we'll get you something.
Yeah, yeah,
Listen,
no
But I
doubt.
appreciate y'all
if
coming on, man, and,
100%.
Yeah,
y'all
thank
stay in
you,
touch
man.
with me, man. Alright.
Yo, you already know, man. 2025. Look out for Black Bogey music, man. I'm telling you, key to life. Yo, 2025. Right now is the time for bowls to keys. Go get that. Salute.
Yeah, salute. Big up all the man them in the place. Yo,
Alright, fellas.
Young.
at
Y'all
Key
have
to
a nice
Life,
night.
at Key to Life,
All
everything
right,
Key to
man.
Life. You heard? Key to
Peace
Life,
out.
everything. All social media platforms. Peace.
Word up. One.
Well, there you have it. Another episode live for Fayettenam. Yours truly, the one and only Paul Masson. As you see, they had bottles of Paul Masson over there drinking right now. Poor man's brandy. What can I say? Um, well, that was a really interesting interview. They produced the whole album themselves. A lot of dope beats, a lot of dope rhymes. Bogues the keys. I'm gonna be reviewing 2 or 3 tracks probably tomorrow. Live for Fayettenam. I'll probably go live around 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern time, and probably have a good 15 songs to review. Make sure y'all go to all streaming platforms and check out the album Bogues, The Keys, Bogey Black, and Key to Life. And if y'all don't know what the key to life is, y'all better figure it out, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in for another episode. See y'all tomorrow. And don't forget, also, I got an interview coming on the Paul Pickett podcast with CEO Greg Bloom of BYB Extreme Fighting Series. And we got some more interviews on the way in the Paul Pickett podcast. And we're going to ramp up the React videos here real soon. Peace. And I'm out.